Now, of course, you know it is leap year, and it is also a great year for a famous quantum leaper. Yes, David Sheehan. You get it? You get the connection? David Sheehan talks with actor Dean Stockwell about his successful show and his kind of offbeat character.
Yeah, it's time for some leaping indeed. You know, when it comes to things that happen every 4 years, leap year is not only important to presidential candidates and Olympic athletes, the stars of Quantum Leap now have what you might call an investment in leap year and leap day. As the man who plays the leaping guide in the show, Dean Stockwell himself, pointed out tonight.
It has a special meaning this year, or this fourth year, because I'm getting my star on Hollywood Boulevard, and I'm getting my star because fans of Quantum Leap, coming from one individual fan's idea initially, which was to raise money for my star through recycling, and networking with all the other fans all over the country to start recycling and sending the money to get a star for Dean Stockwell. They did it. And it was also the fans' idea, since it was this, someone noticed on the calendar, say, let's do it on Saturday the 29th because it's Leap Day.
I remember the Marvelettes, Smokey, Martha and the Vandellas, James Brown, the hardest working man in show business.
Stockwell and his friend Scott Bakula have developed such a loyal following with the unusual time-traveling adventures of Quantum Leap. The fans will also be turning out for the very first Quantum Leap convention at Universal Studios this Sunday, all of which is very gratifying to everyone on the show. And Stockwell, in particular, thinks he knows why his show inspires so much loyal enthusiasm.
Going back into the past has always been a fantasy, general fantasy, and the other idea of walking in someone else's shoes, what it would be like to be in someone else's shoes. And they see this Sam doing that every week with someone different.
Either you apologize with me, or I'm going on by myself.
She's got one last chance, Sam. You've got to speak to her father.
Now, Stockwell is a real showbiz veteran. He began as a child actor back in the 40s, but in his 45 years of acting in movies and on television, he's never been part of anything quite like the Quantum.
Dean Stockwell is probably best known today as co-star of Quantum Leap. The star he got on Saturday, Leap Day, on Hollywood's Walk of Fame, honors an acting career of nearly 40 years. It's no coincidence the unveiling was planned for Saturday, February 29th. Fans of Quantum Leap cheered when Stockwell acknowledged the day.
Do you know what day it is? Leap Day! It's our day!
Stockwell's friends shared the day with him. Among them, Roddy McDowell, Dennis Hopper, and his Quantum Leap co-star, Scott Bakula. McDowell even taped the event with his own video camera.
I just want you all to realize how difficult it is to work for 3.5 years with a man that you never know what he's doing behind your back. Like right now, right? He's probably doing something behind my back right now, right?
Dean is my dearest friend in the world, and we've been all over the world together, and it's just a great honor.
Stockwell thanked everyone for coming, especially his Quantum Leap fans, who paid for the star through a nationwide recycling program. It reflects Stockwell's own commitment to the environmental movement.
The whole thing came about as an idea of a couple of the fans to do the star and to do it through recycling, and I just think that's fantastic.
Quantum Leap fans came from all over the country to see Stockwell get his star. Fans also came out for a Quantum Leap convention this weekend in Universal City, California. Producers and stars from the TV show answered questions and signed autographs, while Quantum Leap collectibles sold like hotcakes. For members of the fan club, it was a dream come true to see Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell in person at the convention.
For fans of Dean Stockwell of Quantum Leap, they collected enough trash to help him get a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame.
Mr. Dean Stockwell.
The veteran actor finally got his star, but you wouldn't believe all the, well, garbage fans of the actor had to wade through just to make the day possible. This was a scene a year and a half ago when fans decided to raise the $4,800 needed for the honor by starting a recycling drive. It was initially Carol Boardman's idea.
I started looking to find out where his star was, and I called the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and lo and behold, the gentleman that's been an actor for over 50 years didn't have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I thought that was disgusting.
Countless cans later, the money was raised. Christina Mavrutis, who was also there at the beginning, says the recycling drive made perfect sense.
Since he's concerned about the environment, we thought the best way to do this, to approach it, was to raise money through recycling.
With friends and family at his side, Stockwell genuinely seemed touched by the unique gesture.
If I
received it the way most people receive it, it would still be fantastic. But on top of that is the fact that the fans of Quantum Leap got together and decided to get me a star through recycling and raise the money for the star through recycling, and they've done it, and I just think that's fantastic.
Sounds like a great idea. 120 people took part in that recycling campaign.
But first up, this week's fan events. Now, comeback king Dean Stockwell got some permanent recognition in Hollywood history, and it's all due to his Quantum Leap fans.
I came from Northern California, but I'm getting ready to move to Europe, and I was in the middle of all this stuff to get ready to move, and I decided now I could take out 2 days and come down and see this. I just couldn't miss it.
In fact, I participate in a lot of the fan organizations there in Houston, and there's a big following for Quantum Leap and for Dean.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Mr. Dean Stockwell.
Faithful fans of NBC's Quantum Leap officially celebrated Leap Day by placing actor Dean Stockwell's name in stone. The coveted star carries a hefty $4,800 price tag, but the show's international network of supporters had a very special goal in mind.
We knew because of Dean's strong environmental stance that he would want it to mean something, so we said, let's do it by recycling. And so hundreds of people all over the world have been saving their cans, their bottles, their newspapers, everything for about the past year and a half to raise enough money to pay for this.
This came about largely because of you guys, the fans of Quantum Leap.
As an ardent environmentalist, Stockwell wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Resourceful fans kept in touch via home computer to coordinate the whole endeavor.
The way that they presented themselves and got behind him and made an effort, as opposed to just, you know, having people send in money and everything, they coordinated an effort about environmental activity and recycling, etc. And it's just, it's wonderful. And it means so much to Dean that it would happen in this way. You know, it's just great.
He's very entertaining. It's a good role for him, and he's also very concerned because of his concern for the environment. That's very inspiring as well, and that's not just for show. He really means it.
The whole thing came about as an idea of a couple of the fans to do the star and to do it through recycling, and I just think that's fantastic.
It's a pleasure to be here to see Dean Stockwell. He's a friend of mine, and, well, I'm just really glad they're honoring him like this. Thank you very much.
Still, the dedication ceremony was only the beginning of these Quantum Leap festivities.
This will be the first Quantum Leap convention, an opportunity for those of us around the United States and the world who really enjoy that show and the message it brings to get together and meet each other for the first time.
I just like the message that the show has, and it always gives you a good feeling about life.
Over 1,000 Quantum Leap fans were turned away from the sold-out Quantum Leap convention. Now, next year's convention promises to be even bigger and will probably be held in Orlando, Florida.